Hey everyone, welcome back to the No Nonsense Sustainability Podcast. I'm Ildiko Simsik. This show isn't about saving the planet with corporate jargon or glossy brochures. We leave the PR spin at the door. We're here to talk about real projects, real infrastructure, real communities, and the future we're building together with the people shaping that future and the critics testing it. No fluff, just real talk. Joining me today is Evgenia, a phenomenal wardrobe architect. Yes, today we're talking about fashion, sustainability, and female empowerment through visual representation of power. Evgenia was editor-in-chief of a leading wedding blog back in Kazakhstan and the creator of an annual wedding show, so she mastered the high-stakes psychological storytelling with visual elements. Today, she's in London running a full-circle styling practice, supporting busy corporate professionals to tap into their power and really show their personality authentically. Welcome to the show, Evgenia.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for invitation. I feel really honored to be here with you, Ildiko.
As you know, in this show, we're tackling these buzzwords, so I have Bob the Buzzer. I ask each guest to explain one of the concepts relating to that work in real, plain English. I thought today I want to hear about power dressing.
Yeah, because that was my choice as well.
So, Evgenia, what is power dressing?
So, power dressing, I think we have a lot of misconception about that term. For a long time, people have misunderstood this term. To me, it's not a boss woman with the, like in old movies with the big shoulder pads,
Exactly.
that they are large enough to have their own postcode. To me, and of course, it's not about labels, money, acting aggressively or dressing aggressively. Power dressing is knowing who you are, accepting who you are, not apologizing, but feeling consciously your inborn right to belong in the room, to be present, to take up the space. For busy women in London or in any big cities, you are juggling your work, your family expectations as well, the society expectations. And in this case, your wardrobe either drain you or supports you.
Yeah.
For me, power dressing is when the wardrobe is a quiet structure around you, around your body shape, around your life, about your goals that you have in your life. The power dressing is knowing your colors and knowing how they uplift you. The power dressing is also knowing your body shape, accepting it, and dressing according to your body shape so that you wear flattering cuts that are respecting your body. Power dressing is also wearing modern silhouettes where nothing fights for attention, but everything in your look works in favor for you.
Yeah. I guess the big question is, how do we do that when us women are so many things to so many people and we have these sort of expectations, especially in a corporate environment?
Yeah.
And most of your clients come from the finance industry in London and like globally right now, who are busy moms, go into the office. How do they incorporate the shapes, the styles, the colors, the patterns into this very rigid corporate style dressing?
In my practice, I've never seen a woman who who wants my services without her inner transformation. You know, when you are 20, you dressed a certain way and youth just forgives all the flaws. But when you are 30 plus, 35 plus, 40 plus, perhaps you lived a lot of experiences in your life. Perhaps you may have a child and your body changed drastically. And now we also watch the earlier perimenopause. And also it influences our body, our mood, the way we want to feel, present ourselves to our life, to the audiences, to the people we are interacting with, especially at workplace. And, so there are those the inner transformations. And when you have that inner call, they inevitably would be shown from the outside as well. So when they come to me, they are ready to let go that older self or the younger self that they had, the idea of themselves that they had, like, I've been wearing that cut for 20 years. And they don't want to continue because they realize they changed.
Yeah, I'm definitely guilty of that. But also with this like maturity comes a lot of options. Because in a corporate setting, a man wears a charcoal gray navy suit with some shirt and it's done. But for a woman, we have so many more options. And I think the psychologists call it the authoritative labor tax, that cognitive workload that comes from deciding what to wear. If I wear a dress, am I too soft? If I put on a suit, am I too aggressive? How do people perceive me? I feel like it's a very, very specific problem for women in finance or a corporate environment, especially as they go to that middle or senior level where they have just so much more visibility.
Yeah. Okay. I will not deep dive into the psychology. I think the psychologists know better and would explain better. I will just give you an example of my real client, what happened to her. So people have this idea that pink, especially like blush pink or baby pink, is something which is not good for the work environment, because people would see you childish, romantic, not serious enough. But the strange thing, so one of my clients had this idea, like, I really love pink color. So we bought her a range of the colors, according to her color type. But pink was missing. And she's like, I really, really want that. I want a suit. I want the trousers, like the whole suit. And I managed to find absolutely fantastic M suit, jacket and trousers in a baby pink, I think. It was a very light pink, very feminine.
The whole suit?
The whole suit.
Okay.
Pink. And she came to work to the office. She felt gorgeous because it really supports her features, her body shape, her inner self. She really felt confident. And I don't know if it's a coincidence or if it's an inner energy that was emanating from her because she felt that way, but two bosses from different departments saw her in that particular pink trouser suit and said, like, oh, I want you to have on my project. Please, could you come and we'll have a quick chat about that. So she joined both teams. One project was finished, and the second project, the boss realized that they need her expertise, and they appointed her as a senior of that project.
Okay.
Here you are. So all the myth about the pink color is busted.
Yeah, I guess it's like easier.
And she's herself. She's tall. She is already visible, and she's blonde. She's with blue eyes and wearing that pink suit. But it's not about the color, but it's about the geometry. that we put together. It's the lines that we created because, sharp blazer gives you that posture.
Yeah.
That she felt feminine, but at the same time very put together because she's that kind of person. She likes to feel put together and very businesslike.
Yeah, I guess as much as we don't like to acknowledge it, the clothes that we wear really shape the vibe, how we feel about ourselves, and also how others perceive us. I know you work with Dress for Success, and you've shared so many incredible stories with me about empowering women, giving them the confidence. What is Dress for Success, and what is the main mission, and what are these small things that really make the biggest impact in women's confidence?
Yes, Dress for Success actually saved me from deep depression after I moved to London. It's the charity. They've been working here in London for more than 20 years. It's a franchise, the American franchise. And the main idea is empowering women through their looks and through coaching for the job interview. It's supporting those women from fragile background. They for example, they were for a long time on a maternity leave, or they just moved to the country. Some of the women, they could be victims of abuse as well. And the job centers and different charities, they refer those women to us. That service was created for women who want to come back to a workforce.
Okay.
So it's not like for everyone. She has an intention to work, but she doesn't know how to start. For example, we had one woman, she only had one sari. Okay. And of course, if you want to represent yourself professionally at the job interview, you have to meet the expectations.
Yeah, exactly. These are the corporate expectations.
Yes,
right?
Yes. We are all biased, unfortunately, because we are living in a duality. And if you want to play by the games, then you have to know the rules.
So what was your service to this
person? My service is being a stylist for them and being a coach for them. For the first, she usually spends hour and a half, something like that. So the first part of her meeting is dedicated to how to go through the job interview, how to write her CV. A lot of our volunteers are ex-HR specialists or directors, so they know all those little tips and tricks that we could be, that we are sharing with our women, and they really feel like they are now equipped with the knowledge how to go through the steps. And then the second part that they are really looking for is dedicated to dressing itself. So we have a big storage. We live on the donations, just individuals, they donate their clothes, well-kept clothes and gently worn clothes. We usually go through each garment that is donated and leave only the best for our women, because we want them to feel great and gorgeous in their new clothes. And of course, we have some other corporate company donating either money or the new clothes to our charity. And we dress them according to their body shape, according to the goal that they want to have, what is their lifestyle as well, what the colors they prefer. Because I, as a stylist, can see I can dress her according to the rules that I think, that works for her. Yeah. But at the charity, my main intention for her to feel gorgeous. If she feels gorgeous in that dress, I will let her do that, because she will feel confident. And she will show that confidence, demonstrate that confidence during the job interview. At first, we give them 2 outfits when they go to the job interview. That's all for free. When she secures the job, she comes back to us and we give her a capsule wardrobe, like a big wardrobe, so that she can live through every day till her first paycheck.
Yeah, I want to ask you about this capsule wardrobe, because it's not just about, like, relieving this morning stress of what to wear, but it's also a step towards sustainability.
Exactly.
When you don't buy the latest trends, you invest in those pieces that you will wear over and over again. Is it realistic for a working mom to really have that capsule wardrobe that supports her in all these areas of her life?
Absolutely. Unfortunately, there are no styling lessons at schools, but I think they should become part of the program. Because when you know how to present yourself into this world, your life becomes so much easier. You need less in order to feel great.
Yeah.
So the concept of the capsule wardrobe is when you have less pieces, but you have more outfits. And it's an art. You can learn how to do that. If you take some styling lessons, for example, but if you don't want to, waste your time, you have no time for that.
Yeah.
You can trust a stylist who would work around your life. For example, you can have 12 pieces of clothes and you can get 24 outfits out of this. That would cover the whole month
without like a dream.
Yes, exactly. Without even repeating the outfit.
Okay.
So every day you will have a different vibe. And people say they also have this misconception that capsule wardrobe is like a set of certain pieces of clothes that must be in your wardrobe.
I definitely think that.
No.
I think that's one of the myths I wanted to discuss with you, because everything I see is the jeans, the, ripped vest or t-shirt and the blazer.
Everyone has a different life. Everyone has different goals in their life and their needs. We have lifestyle. We have life scenarios. If you live like a fashionista, you always go to a street style, to fashion week, to blogger tours, to the interviews, photo shoots. You will definitely have a different capsule wardrobe for that. But if you are a working mom, for example, you come to the office twice a week. Most of the time you work from home. And around that you have, for example, 1 or 2 kids. Boys and girls would be different.
Yes,
yes, definitely. For boys, you would have a little bit more of the wardrobe because they leave a lot of marks on you. With the girls, it's easier. According to your body shape and also your needs. After 30, we have, and especially after having a baby, your body changes in terms that you cannot walk in high heels anymore. Your arch is soaring.
So true.
You gain a little bit of weight. Maybe your tummy area is a bit concerning. And, yes, all that kind of minor things would influence what would you have in your capsule wardrobe. And with every person, I work individually to understand what you really need.
Yeah, exactly. And now that you mentioned trainers, I'm definitely into the trainers, especially since I transitioned from a corporate life to more of an entrepreneurial life.
Yeah.
But even there, I see these gender differences. Like if you think about Mark Zuckerberg or Steve Jobs, they just wear like a t-shirt, a turtleneck and jeans, and they're fine and they're branded as or perceived as these like genius guys. But if I was wearing the same outfit, I would probably be perceived as slightly differently. So what is that smart casual sweet spot for female entrepreneurs who don't necessarily have to conform to corporate expectations? So they have more freedom, but still don't want to be too casual.
There is again a myth, a misconception that you need to have a lot of different outfits. But the thing is that people read us only from the portrait zone.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yes. So you could be wearing the same pair of trousers. For example, they can be black, brown, gray, navy, any neutral color that you like that is like a norm in a corporate environment. And you just change the tops, people will think that you totally change your whole outfit. But in order to it should not be like t-shirt in 5 different colors. No.
Okay.
It should be one day a t-shirt, the second day a silk blouse, the third day a cotton top of a different shape, different neckline, different maybe accessories in your ears or your necklace. But it should be all different types. Maybe a jacket, maybe a blazer, maybe a knitted a cardigan, maybe a sleeveless top, or maybe a long sleeve, just depending on your comfort and the image that you would like to present to your coworkers. And people would really think that you changed your whole outfit and that you have an enormous wardrobe. The thing you need to know is your cut and your color, what really flatters you, because the color would influence your state of mind.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a huge change in my life when I got my color analysis.
Color is done, yeah.
Because I was forcing myself into the black and white. I was wearing a lot of those colors.
Yeah.
And I actually never felt really good about them, and they never really suited me. So what is the best way for someone to find their colors? Do you intuitively feel what you like or what shade matches you, or do you always need to ask an expert?
Mm-hmm. A lot of people think that color analysis is some kind of my, personal decision, like, oh, I think this color suits you and this colors doesn't. Actually, it's a science, because light has no color. This light, outside light, the natural light, it has no color. It picks up from the wave of light picks up the color that you are wearing around your face. Then it's reflected onto your skin and starts interacting with your undertone. And if, for example, you are wearing something warm here and your skin is also, the undertone is warm, then there will be a harmony. Your face would be like photoshopped real time. Your eyes would be sparkling. Your hair would be sparkly. Your skin would be radiant. And in general, you will look younger.
That's fantastic. I know you told me that you can make any woman look instantly 10 years younger.
Absolutely.
How?
Using the color and the right shapes, the right cut.
Okay.
A lot of women, they, in their youth, they start wearing a particular style and it suits them and they like it. And they don't really see how the time flies. Like 10 years pass by and they are still wearing the same cut, but the fashion cycle changed. So every 5-10 years, the big fashion cycle changes and the modern clothes slightly change their cut. And you are still stuck in that cut from your youth. And all of a sudden, you look frumpy and outdated. And women don't notice that, unfortunately, until someone tells them, or they look at themselves in the mirror. And I think like, yes, I wear the same clothes. Yeah. My body even didn't really change, but why something is off?
Yeah.
I don't understand why.
That it's off.
Yes.
You don't know why or how to fix that.
Yes, exactly. And the psychological thing is, and the visual thing, for example, I've been wearing, the very clingy dresses, short dresses in my early 2000s.
Yeah, like and everyone in Eastern Europe. Yeah,
yes,
I still have the wardrobe.
And all of a sudden, in your 45, you think that, maybe, hopefully your body didn't change. For example, you really have your physical exercise and you look fit, fit and young still. But it doesn't suit you anymore because the fashion cycle changed.
Yeah.
So the older you get, the more attentive you have to be for your clothes to be modern. I'm not talking about trends.
Yeah, that
trends
was my next question. Yeah.
I am talking about the up-to-date fashion, the fashion not from 2000, the fashion from 2026.
So what's the difference between timeless pieces or modern updated pieces and trends?
Trends, it's like, colors come and go, certain shapes of the, skirts or details in the outfit, they come and go. The timeless are all the basic stuff like suit, blazer, t-shirt, vest, trouser, skirt. All of that items, they have their classic shape, but it changes every 10 years. Slightly changes, adjusting to the modern times.
Okay. So for example, what is the classic timeless shirt cut? Because now we see all these shirts, with the bow tie, with different buttons, not even like buttons in the middle, but buttons on the side. So if I wanted to buy a timeless shirt, what would be that cut?
It would be a simple collar. Very simple, no details, absolutely, no decorations around your area. It's a proper buttons on the cuffs and 2 buttons or 1 button is the full button closed up to the neck. And it's not oversized, not clingy. It's just a normal volume. That would serve you for around 5-10 years.
Okay. And
there are trendy ones like oversized, some details on the collar, some buttons, the neckline could be different. Your sleeves could be barrel type. All that details, they could take you to the more trendy look or to more classic look or, depending on your style.
Okay. And while we're talking about classic pieces and capsule wardrobe, can a woman have one capsule wardrobe, or do you need different wardrobes for leisure time, family time, going out and going to work?
When I work with the clients, we identify her life scenarios in percentage. How much time does she dedicate to home, to work, to leisure? And if, for example, she has she goes out only once a month, but I see in her wardrobe lots of going out clothes and very, very few home things or workwear things. It's a disproportion. So you have to adjust the proportions of the clothes that you have. I would prefer, in an ideal world, the capsule wardrobe for your different life scenarios.
Okay.
So for your work is a 1 capsule. For going out, it's a different one. And having time and, going for a walk with your kids, that would be definitely different. But it doesn't mean that some of the things couldn't be interchanged in the capsules. They can be. Could you wear a simple t-shirt to work?
Yeah, probably.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Can you wear the t-shirt when you go out, when you go for a walk, when you volunteer? Of course you can. Or shirt or trousers or jeans. Jeans can be casual. Jeans can be strict. And you can wear them to work. For example, if they are dark blue denim and a very straight cut. Yes, you can definitely, and you can use it in all spheres of your life. So, for my clients, I create the capsule wardrobes that have it all.
Yeah,
like
that sounds like
capsule wardrobe that have it all. Whatever occasion she has in her life, she has something to wear and look gorgeous.
And I think you also do wardrobe audits.
Yes.
Where you go over to the client's house and look at everything they own and try to work with existing pieces. That is important also for sustainability. So you don't keep buying the trends or the new things. What are the typical mistakes that you've seen during these wardrobe audits?
First of all, outdated clothes that we are keeping from dated back to 10 years ago.
I do that.
If they are basic, classic, timeless design, you can somehow save that piece and adjust it to your modern days. But if you bought a very trendy stuff 10 years ago, it will look outdated and frumpy today. Like, what's going on?
But it's very hard to get rid of that.
I know. If you have an emotional attachment, I usually say, let's put them in a special box. You just hide this box somewhere in home, at home.
Until you forget?
No. Why we do that? To reduce the visual noise in the wardrobe.
Yeah.
Because when you open your wardrobe and it's full of clothes, but actually you have nothing to wear, and then without any system, without any strategy, you all of a sudden go to Zara and again buy unsystematic clothes, then your wardrobe is non-sustainable.
Okay.
First, we analyze your life scenarios. What are your real needs? Then we get rid of the stuff that are really old or torn or stained. You cannot really wear them. Let's remove that noise. Then we go into her life scenarios. Let's create practical, real outfits.
Very important.
Out of what you already own. And then she puts those clothes by outfits. When she opens the wardrobe, she doesn't have to think and use her mental energy what to wear, because she has the outfits ready and they are also photoed, and she has a special folder in her iPhone just to look at what I want to wear today.
That is amazing.
And then only then we make a smart shopping list. What is missing?
Yeah.
What you really need to buy, not just a random emotional purchase in the shop.
Yeah,
without the strategy.
When we were talking about this, you also said that a lot of people repurchase very similar items.
Yes.
Because none of the pieces they already have just match the vibe or just right. So they purchase a very similar shirt. They might have like 5 similar shirts, but none of them are classic, elegant, timeless.
Or they can be elegant, classic, and timeless, but she will look the same every time. And that's why she would feel like bored because of her work. Like, why do I always look the same? I want to look, she has this, inner idea of herself, the inner image. Oh, I am actually in real life like this. I want to present me as this way, but she has no instruments in her wardrobe to express herself. And she buys either randomly or emotionally, or unsystematically, of course, or she buys the same thing that worked last time.
Yeah.
She just repeats. And also we have our habits. Our brain is a lazy one. It doesn't work like to the full capacity. It goes to a particular pattern that you used to have, and it just matches. Oh, last time you bought this top and you felt more or less good. Let's repeat that.
Yeah, I definitely did that before.
Because you already have this decision fatigue at work, for example. You have just woke up, but you have 2 kids running around, screaming. You have to prepare their breakfast. You have to get their bag for school prepared, their lunchbox. Then there are so many emails already in the morning. People are not sleeping at night. They are sending emails, and you already in the morning, you feel tired and stressed, and then you have to dress.
Yeah.
And then you have no mental capacity to make a proper choice.
Yeah. And I guess it's also challenging to find that fine line where your femininity truly can come through without you looking like a guy or looking sloppy. So what are your like top 3 tips for anyone who's like watching this and listening, who's a working mom, doing a lot of different things at the same time? Where should we begin this inner and outer transformation so that we can dress for our true, authentic self and feel very confident?
Well, I have a long advice and a short one. There is a quick fix. For example, you can address a stylist. I have, for example, this service, like out of all your clothes that you already own, we can create 5 outfits for each day of the week.
Okay.
For you to look good. You don't buy anything else. You don't throw away anything, but we create flattering, harmonious outfits that really work for your life. It's already the clothes that you know, but you don't know how to style them.
Yeah. Okay.
And it really works magic for women. Like they say, like, what? I didn't know my clothes could do that. So it immediately takes the pain away. The problem is solved, at least for 1 week. But the longer version is to understand who you are. We have a proper long talk. Who are you today? Who you want to be? Who are you, actually? That's a lot of difficult questions to ask.
That's a very deep, spiritual question,
exactly.
Right?
So I have this deep approach to women to understand, not for the clothes to become a plaster for a day. I want that clothes and wardrobe to become the instrument there in life that they can rely on, that they can use to the full capacity in their favor. Can you imagine that it's a secret weapon that women have, but don't actually use it properly?
Yeah.
We think about the limitations in our life, like, we are women, always accepted, we are forced to look this way, we have to wear heels, we have to wear, straight blazers and trouser suits, but actually not. I had one client when she was on maternity leave. She made 180 degrees review of her life. And when it was the time for her to come back to work, she realized she doesn't want to do that job anymore because she is tired to go and work at the same pace as men do because she's now mom.
Yeah.
And she, all of a sudden, she felt that she's so drained after these 10 years of achievements, proving yourself to the world, to men, to your bosses, to yourself at the end of the day, that you are worth it, that you are able to do at the same level as men do, for example, wearing those, black jackets with this, strict McQueen shoulders, being really playing by the rules of men.
Yes.
And when we had a talk with her, I said to her, but you have your feminine rules that men could never have a chance to use. And she said, am I allowed to do that? Of course. We have these self-limitations in our mind that stop us from being ourselves. We are females. It doesn't mean we have to walk in high heels. Femininity is not about, using the high heels. Femininity is allowing yourself, give yourself permission to be who you are.
I think that's a fantastic advice.
And when I want to just finish that conversation. So when she realized and gave herself permission, yes, I want to come back to my femininity. And we bought her a totally different capsule wardrobe to reflect her colors, her body shape. It's a blazer, but it's like sage green. It has a bow here and the blouses and the trousers and comfortable shoes, yet feminine and elegant. She felt as a totally different persona, feeling finally I feel like myself. And the magical thing happened when she came back to work. After maternity leave, in a couple of weeks, she was offered a dream position within her company that she wouldn't even dare about because it's impossible. But all of a sudden, it became possible for her because she acted the way she is.
That's amazing.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
And that kind of stories, they really inspire me. And I think, yes, clothes, why should I care about the clothes? But clothes is always the expression of who you are, how you want to feel. It's an instrument that become a powerful instrument in your hand when you know how to deal with that.
Thank you, Evgenia. This was certainly a very special episode for me. I was very grateful for all your advice and for sharing your perspective on power dressing, femininity, and how to enhance women's confidence.
Thank you very much for invitation. I felt so excited. Maybe I was a bit emotional, but because I am so passionate about what I do and so passionate and happy to see the women transformation.
This was all for this week on the No Nonsense Sustainability podcast. If you like this episode, do me a favor and share with someone who absolutely dislikes brainwashing. I'm Ildiko Simsik, and we'll be back with more next time.